It is Tuesday, November 16th, and my best bets in the NBA are on their way. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We're going to get back after it today, but first, let's recap yesterday real quick, and it was another good day. 6-2 overall, 10-2 over our past 2 days. We added 2 easy winners on Twitter and in the comment section down below, so if you aren't following us on our other social media platforms, what are you doing? But we're getting back over 3 units, and our best bet, Brogdon, over in rebounds and assists. That almost cashed at halftime. It was easy money. Rubio's over in PRAs. He cashed that easily with points alone. We added Dean Wade's under in PRAs. The man of the people, he cashed again. Cole Anthony's over in assists. Hawks -10, Wizards, Pelicans under 215.5, which had some crazy line movement, but still cashed no matter what line you took it at. And our only 2 losses, Dennis the Menace, who just wasn't aggressive, and Levine didn't hit his points total, which we took it at 27.5. It did go down to 25.5. So if you took it later on in the day, you might have cashed as well. Now my only lean of the day, Portland Trailblazers money line or their spread once Dame Lillard was active. Yeah, that cashed as well. I'll call on my shot. Robert Williams gets injured. Not much you can do there. So subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're almost at 13,000 subscribers, less than 40 away. So we appreciate all you guys showing love out there. And hopefully we can keep this going on this short slate. Only 3 games tonight. Now, I do have to say, today is a big day. Now, I won't ruin the surprise, but we do have a surprise video going live at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So it might already be live by the time you're checking it out. Now, don't ask for much, but you should definitely check it out. I promise you will enjoy it. If you've been a COS fan for a while or just becoming a Calling Our Shot fan, you'll enjoy the video. It's a really good one. We took a lot of time to put it together. Now, like I said, check that video out, 9 a.m. Eastern time will be linked down below in the description, at the end of the video, and in the comment section down below. Now, I'll get into it, and we'll talk about it, but we only have 3 games on the slate, so we're going to start with my best bet. We're going to talk about 3 player props, a player prop from each game, 1, 2, 3, and then my favorite spread or over-under at the end of the video. My best bet of the day, Bruce Brown. We're taking your under, 16.5 PRAs, -120. Now, Bruce Brown, if you don't know who he is, probably a good thing. He's a guard for the Brooklyn Nets. And personally, I don't think he's all that good. And I think Nets fans could probably truthfully kind of agree with that after some of the performances we saw in the playoffs. But Bruce Brown, what he's good at is hustling, getting some rebounds. What he's bad at, shooting the ball. Now, so I'm going to take his under in this spot. Brown has played in 13 games this season, and he's gone under in 10 of them, 77% of the time. Now, you know, he's gone over in 3, so he does have a chance, but in the 3 games he has gone over, he hasn't done it by a lot. He hit 17, 17, and 18 PRAs. So this 16.5 is more or less kind of his ceiling, in my opinion. Now, he might get to, if it was 17.5, even 18.5, I would love it even more, but 16.5, I love it. The only games he's hit it, he's barely gone over, so I can live with that. He's gone under this in 4 straight games, gone under in 8 of his last 9, and he shot just 5 times each of the past 2 games. I don't see him having a ton of success against this Warriors team, who currently they're the #1 rated defense in the NBA. Now, part of the best part about taking a Bruce Brown under is you really never know how many minutes he's going to play, because he could easily get benched by Steve Nash for Joe Harris, Patty Mills, Javon Carter, DeAndre Bembry. All these guys could get hot, and next thing you know, Bruce Brown's out of the game. Now, he is a decent defender, so I imagine they will play him the same amount of minutes like he normally gets, between 20 to 30 minutes, but still, you never really know, and I don't expect the Warriors to give him easy buckets, which really, that's the only way Bruce Brown scores. He's not going to necessarily be knocking down 3-pointers. Next thing you know, probably tonight, he's knocking down 3 threes, which would probably be a career high, but either way, I'll take Bruce Brown under 16.5 PRAs in that Warriors versus Nets game. Now, moving on to my next one, that's my most confident play of the day. Next one, we're taking Rudy Gobert, and I'm taking this over 26.5 points plus rebounds, -120 on DraftKings. Now, if you don't have the points plus rebounds line, pivot to his PRA. I bet you it's probably 27.5, 28.5 at most, because he does not get a lot of assists. I believe only averaging 0.8 assists per game, so nice job, Rudy Gobert, not even an assist. But Gobert, he's been up and down recently, but this matchup is great. And now I say that because he's taking on Drummond, who, let's be honest, Drummond puts up good stats, not very good defensively, not very good at basketball in general, but he's trying to get a good payday, and that's probably why a lot of teams just haven't paid him. But he's looked pretty decent for the Sixers, at least statistically wise, but I still think he's lazy on defense, and I think Gobert can take advantage of it. Now, Gobert, he's averaging 14.9 points per game, 15.3 rebounds per game, a total of 30.2 points plus rebounds. So we only need 27, so not too shabby. He's hit this line in 10 of 13 games so far this season. The 3 games, very similar to Bruce Brown the other way, 77% of the time. The only 3 games that he's gone under have been against the Hawks, the Heat, or the Bucks. And those three teams have elite level rim protection, whether that's Clint Capella, Bam Adebayo, or Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, and I don't necessarily, I won't be mean to you, Drummond. I just don't think you're an elite level rim protector like those three guys are. Now, last thing, Gobert has cashed this over in 5 of 6 home games. Well, good thing they're at home today. Let's make it 6 of 7. So I'm taking Rudy Gobert over 26.5 points plus rebounds. Love this bet. Think you should cash this pretty easily. Now, moving on to my last player prop of the day before we get into a spread or over under. Taking Reggie Jackson, not Randy, Reggie Jackson over 18.5 points, minus 115 on FanDuel. Now, the Clippers are at home taking on the Spurs. I believe this is the night game on the slate. And now, if you look at, we took Mr. Reggie Jackson is over, I believe, on Saturday, and he treated us nicely. We took it over 18.5 points, same exact line. Then he gave us like 22, 23. Now he threw in a bad game in there. He threw in a bad one. He said, all right, here's 13 points, 4 for 17 shooting. Threw people off the trail, so people are hammering his props. He doesn't want all that pressure, but like I said, that included in his last 6 games, he still hit the over in 5 of, or actually in his last 7, he's hit the over in 6 of 7 games. The only loss coming in that last one when he shot 4 for 17. But I love the shot attempts. Now today, taking on the Spurs, they're giving up 24.3 points per game to opposing point guards, the 6th most in the NBA. And Jackson, he's been in the Eastern or the Western Conference for a good majority of his career, so he has a lot of experience against the Spurs. Now, come down this rabbit hole with me. Now, Mr. Reggie Jackson, he shot 14 plus times in every single game this season except for one, a blowout against the Blazers. And so you're thinking, all right, he's going to get us at least 15 to 17 to 20 shots tonight. Now, Austin, why are you saying 14? Why is that number? Why are you saying 14? Well, because in his career, when he's played the Spurs, so he has to play the Spurs, and he shot 14 or more times. So just has to shoot 14 times, which, like I said, he's done it every game this season except for one. In his career, when he's played the Spurs, shot 14 plus times, he's hit the over in all 6 games. He's had 23, 21, 27, 27, 22, and 28 points. That 28 points coming last March, or earlier this year in March. Yeah, so you love to see that. I love it. I love Reggie Jackson. I think he's going to continue to shoot a lot as the Spurs try to lock in on Paul George. And I'm going to take Reggie Jackson's over in points tonight. I think he treats us well, over 18.5 points. We'll lock it in. Mr. Eric Bledsoe, I see you out there. You've been hooping, but you were not taking it over on you. We refuse to do that. That just goes against everything I believe in. Now, last thing, my last spreader over under, Spurs. I'm taking your team total. We're going to stay in the same game. Team total under 106.5 points. Minus 110 on DraftKings. So now there really isn't a spread I like tonight. Now you can talk about the Warriors, Nets. I believe the Nets are 2.5 point favorites, but I just don't know which team is going to come out and try harder in that game. And now you talk about the Jazz Sixers. I refuse to trust the Jazz in any spread because they just wrong people left and right. And then I don't love the Sixers on the road either, so I'm just going to avoid that game. I think it's an 8.5 point spread, but I love the Spurs team total in this matchup under 106.5 points. Now here's why: the Spurs. Well, actually, we've been on a pretty good stretch with these team total unders and overs, so we're going to try to keep it rolling. The Spurs haven't been great on the road this season. If you're a Spurs fan, you kind of know that. You guys are in a rebuilding year, and you're 2-5 overall on the road this season. And the Clippers, they've been a solid home team of late, losing their last game against the very good Bulls team, at least very good so far this season, but they still boast the 2nd best defensive rating in the NBA, and in their last 8 home games, they've held their opponent under this line, under 106.5 points. The only 2 teams that hit that over are the Portland Trail Blazers and the Miami Heat, who both just barely squeaked over just by a bucket. They scored 109 points. Now, the Clippers, they're playing solid defense at home. Like I said, 2nd best defensive rating in the NBA. And on the other side of the coin, the Spurs, like I said, not been playing great on the road, just 2-5 overall, averaging just 102.4 points per game on the road in their 7 games, and they've gone under this line in 6 of their 7 road games. Now, that even includes a game against the Lakers, their last road game, where they made 16 three-pointers, still only scoring 106 points, missing on the hook. And then the only time they ever went over was against the Indiana Pacers, who, if you're a Pacers fan out there, you know you guys don't play a whole lot of defense. And the Spurs shot 50% from 3, knocking down 14 threes in that game. Of course, they're going to probably go over if that's the case. But the Clippers, much better defensive team than the Lakers or the Pacers, the only 2 teams that even got close to hitting this over. So I'm going to lock in their team total under 106.5 points. A little too high for my liking. I don't think they're going to get there. I like it at 104, 105.5 as well, depending on what you have it on your book. So those are my 4 plays of the day. Like I said, I urge you guys to check out that 9 a.m. Eastern Time video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Like I said, we're almost at 13,000 subscribers. Also, click that like button and comment below your favorite bet, because I'm curious what you guys are playing on the short slate. I have to preach, do not force a lot of bets. It's only a 3-game slate. We have a lot of games tomorrow. We'll likely have our $13,000 giveaway parlay in tomorrow's video. So take it slow. bankroll manage, and I urge you, check out that video at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I promise you guys will enjoy it. I'll link it on the channel right on the screen right now, and once it is live, so you can check it out and just click the button. Follow us on social media at Calling Our Shot, wherever you want to. We appreciate all you guys for showing all the love and support. You guys are the absolute best. You'll understand what I mean when you watch that video, because today, like I said, a big day for Calling Our Shot. So thank you guys again. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace.